Hello everyone and welcome to the event review for the upcoming event Idle Heroes. This will be for the week of November the 15th, 2024. And we have an Imps Adventure week this week with a couple of interesting features. It's going to be a fairly short video, but there's a couple things to note. It is also a Reverie week, which you can see from the fact that the Shelter mission is giving out Reverie keys. Now, I do find it interesting, well, for one, it's 4 keys that almost everyone's going to get, but also these 2 keys are something we haven't seen before, and they actually make the light and dark ones look fairly appealing. Normally this is 2 hero copies and 2,000 gems to get 1 hero copy back, which is a terrible deal in most cases. But add a Reverie key, and I think a Reverie key is worth 2,000 gems pretty easily. So this is actually somewhat appealing for once. Yeah, that's kind of nice. And then in the Imps Adventure, getting to 200 here is something you can usually do free to play. And of course, for people who go a little harder into it, there's one at 300 and you can loop these and get multiples, which is nice and all. So realistically, a free-to-play player can get about 7 Reverie keys, which is more than we've seen available in past for anything reasonable. And this is actually much more accessible than a lot of those free Reverie keys have been in past. It's been like, you can get 5, but only if you use like an entire event worth of profit orbs or whatever, and that's not really a good deal. But this actually is a fairly good deal, so that's kind of nice. The store for the Imps Adventure currency is the usual one, nothing special there. I do still like that they've changed it to be a better store than it was 6 months or a year ago, but it's not the really good one we see sometimes. The Reverie, though, has changed a little bit as well. They have removed Prism Starry Gems from the pool, but they have added in Star Soul materials, which I think where you stand on this is going to depend where you are in the game. Obviously, everyone's going to miss the Prism Starries, but if you are a late game player who needs this stuff, this can be pretty good for you. If you're not, then it's just sort of expanding the pool and thinning it out. If you've seen my previous videos on the Reverie, I won't go through the math in too much detail, but basically, the early keys, you can get any of these. The later keys, you can focus in on the exact rewards you want. But with this addition of things in here, you can't focus it as tightly. You can now only get down to the 4 things you want instead of previously you could focus on 3 things you wanted. So that means your rewards are going to be a little more spread out, and there aren't as many keys available, because I was talking about that, spend 640 profit orbs. Those also came paired with like spend some money and get 20 extra keys. There isn't anything like that in this one. The only weekly pack is this $50 pack, and it doesn't include any keys. So you still do get the keys for VIP spending. Every $10 is a key up to $200 spent, but there isn't really anything special to spend the money on. So the value for money really isn't here for the keys. You're not going to get to focus in on, previous events where you could get 45 keys and focus it down to just your Destiny materials and sublimation, for example. That was great. You can't really do that this time. So don't go into this Reverie like you have in past, where it's, I really want to get these materials and really rack them up. This is more of a gamble, but it's also a gamble where you don't have to invest a lot. Like if you just do your shelter missions and get to 200 points here, that's 7 keys you can roll. The odds of you getting anything really special are low, but there's some things here that are nice, and it's a free throw-in. Like, even if all you get is from this bottom pool and you don't high roll at all, these are still, like 7 of these is still not a bad throw-in for an event like this. So I'm fairly happy with it. I don't think this is a spender week. I think spending money this week, especially with, Thanksgiving next week, Black Friday the week after, Christmas, Western New Year, Chinese New Year, all coming up in the near future, I wouldn't spend on this one. But take the freebies, roll the freebies, see what you get. And I think if you view the event in that light, it's pretty good. This pack is, it's all right. Nothing special. I probably wouldn't spend on it realistically. And the value packages are desolate. Like there's nothing here you'd want to buy. So yeah, that's more or less where I stand on this one. It's a decent free to play filler week. Don't go spending on it, I wouldn't say though, but the changes to the reward pool are interesting, and if they do any bigger Reveries in future, it'll be interesting to watch what they do with this, because I bet you these are here to stay. And also note that there isn't just the 2 basic ones. In the top reward pool, there's also the 3rd kind, same as how there is with the artifacts. So if you high roll, you've got a slim chance to high roll one of those guys. Yeah, so if you need Star Soul materials, this is a good change for you. If you don't, this is probably a net bad change for you, but the free keys are great. Anyway, that's about all I got for this one. I will talk to you again next week. Thanks. Bye.